you see what your new rappers, how they got y'all dressing? What happened to white tees and...
Got it. I'll expand stage 1 to make it twice as long and more detailed. Here's the updated version. Stage 1, the drama sparked when Jada Waiter, Lil Baby's on and off partner, decided to drop a series of cryptic posts that had fans scrambling for clues. At first, it looked like the usual breakup energy. Subliminal captions, little jabs, and coded messages only the internet could decode. But then, her hints lined up a little too perfectly with old rumors Baby had been dodging for years. The whispers about him living a double life weren't new, but Jada's timing made them impossible to ignore. For the first time, fans started believing that the real reason behind their breakup wasn't just about cheating scandals with other women. It might have been something much deeper, something Baby desperately wanted to keep buried. Before the dust could settle, Slim Thug jumped into the mix and poured gasoline on the fire. Instead of beating around the bush, he flat-out claimed Baby had been playing the role of a sugar baby in the industry, tied to powerful figures pulling strings behind the scenes. Slim even hinted at receipts, saying what others had only whispered for years. And just like that, what had once been dismissed as messy internet gossip exploded into a full-blown narrative about Lil Baby's image, his relationships, and his reputation. Fans could literally see the shift in tone. The conversation was no longer about music or breakups. It was about whether Lil Baby's whole persona had been built on a lie. Do you want me to move on and make stage 2 just as long and detailed? Stage 2, the moment. Slim Thug spoke up, everything changed. His words didn't just fan the flames, they ripped the lid off a rumor that had been simmering for years. On a live stream, Slim went straight for the jugular, calling Lil Baby a sugar baby and hinting that his career was tied to industry power moves rather than pure hustle. For a rapper who built his name on street credibility, those accusations hit harder than any diss track. Fans didn't waste a second. They clipped the live stream, blasted it across Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, and within hours, Slim's words had gone viral. What was once a quiet corner of internet gossip became a mainstream debate, with Baby's name trending for all the wrong reasons. Normally, Lil Baby shrugs off chatter. He's known for staying calm, brushing off headlines, and letting his music do the talking. But this time, you could tell it struck a nerve. The second Slim's video hit timelines, Baby's composure cracked. He took to IG stories with cryptic posts like, "Y'all love to talk till it get real." Then what? Only to delete them minutes later. Of course, it was already too late. The blogs had screenshots, fans had receipts, and the narrative was spinning out of his control. And if there's one thing the internet knows how to do, it's dig. People went back through Slim's old clips, Baby's performances, and even Jada's past comments, stitching together a timeline that suddenly made the accusations feel more believable than ever. Stage 3. Once the internet started digging, things spiraled even faster. Fans pulled up clips from Baby's recent live performances, pointing out details that suddenly felt suspicious. One moment in particular stood out. Baby stepping on stage in a tight tank top, short shorts, and a pink belt. Normally, rappers switch up fashion to push boundaries, but this fit had people clowning him online and questioning if Slim Thug's words had some truth behind them. Memes flooded timelines, comparing his look to sugar baby vibes. And Slim didn't waste a second before jumping online to double down. With a tight jaw and a disgusted look, he claimed this was exactly what was wrong with hip-hop today, that rappers were selling out their image just to please powerful industry figures. And then came the picture that sent the internet into overdrive. An old photo of Lil Baby and billionaire Michael Rubin resurfaced, showing them unusually close at one of Rubin's famous all-white parties. To most, it might have looked like a harmless group flick, but with Slim's accusations fresh in everyone's mind, fans saw it differently. The smiles, the body language, the comfort, it all became Exhibit A. Things exploded even more when 50 Cent himself reposted the image with a sarcastic caption asking what was really going on. That single move from 50 turned rumors into a trending scandal. Suddenly, every clip of Rubin courtside with Baby, every party they attended together, every candid shot was reanalyzed under a microscope. The story wasn't just about outfits anymore. It was about power, image, and whether Lil Baby was hiding a truth that could upend his entire career. Stage 4 with Slim Thug's words echoing, and 50 Cent's repost fueling the fire, the spotlight on Lil Baby grew harsher by the day. The focus shifted from memes and jokes to a serious conversation about Michael Rubin's role in his life. Rubin isn't just another industry face, he's a billionaire with connections deep enough to shape entire careers. Fans started to notice how often Baby was spotted by Rubin's side. Mansion parties, courtside NBA games, private trips, and those infamous all-white parties that already had shady reputations. To many, it felt less like a friendship and more like Rubin was Baby's shadow, present in every major moment, quietly pulling strings behind the scenes. Suddenly, theories exploded that Rubin wasn't just hanging around, he was actively molding Baby's career and image. The performance clip with Baby's new tattoos only added fuel to the speculation. For years, Lil Baby had proudly said he'd never get tattoos because he wanted to keep his brand clean for business opportunities outside of rap. But then, out of nowhere, he revealed huge thigh tattoos reading Nine's Baby, and another down his leg with the letters CBFW. Fans immediately began asking, why the sudden change, and why in such bold, unusual places? Online detectives started, calling them branding marks, connecting them to Rubin, and framing Baby as someone who had traded his original principles for something he wasn't ready to admit. Instead of silencing the rumors, Baby's attempt to explain only made things worse. His interviews felt defensive, his words fueled more speculation, and even his baby mama Jada added tension by hinting that she left after seeing Baby's true colors. Those 3 words alone were enough for fans to connect dots and assume the whispers weren't just about women anymore. The more he tried to regain control of the story, the deeper the internet dug, and the more convinced people became that Slim Thug had only cracked the surface. Stage 5. By the time the dust settled, Lil Baby was no longer fighting whispers. He was at the center of a full-blown industry storm. Jada's cryptic words, Slim Thug's bold accusations, 50 Cent's trolling, and Rubin's constant presence all stacked up into a narrative Baby couldn't easily shake. Then came the bombshell. That made things even worse. Baby's own admission about losing nearly $9 million in just 2 days of gambling. Fans were stunned, but the real shock came when he revealed that it was Michael Rubin who stepped in and personally called the casinos to have him banned from betting. On the surface, it sounded like a protective move from a friend. But to fans, already convinced Rubin was pulling strings, it looked more like a boss managing his investment, making sure Baby didn't destroy the polished image Rubin allegedly built for him. From that moment, the conversation stopped being about music. It became about power, control, and whether Lil Baby was living his own life or someone else's version of it. Instagram models stepped forward with their own stories. Jada hinted at hidden truths, and Slim Thug refused to let up, dropping subliminals and daring Baby to call him out directly. And yet Baby, normally quick with clapbacks, suddenly went quiet. To his fans, that silence was deafening. In the culture of hip-hop, where credibility is everything, silence doesn't always mean peace. It often means you're either planning your biggest move yet, or you've already run out of moves completely. Now the question is bigger than ever. Is Lil Baby simply protecting his brand, or is he really protecting Michael Rubin? Because if Slim Thug or anyone else drops even one more piece of evidence, this won't just be gossip anymore. It could be the kind of scandal that ends careers. And as the internet waits, one thing is clear. For Lil Baby, the truth can't stay hidden forever.